There is a problem with Cameroon football, and this time around, it is the Cameroon Minister of Sport and Physical Education, Professor Narcisse Eto'o, versus Cameroon's president of the Football Federation, Samuel Eto'o. Now, this time, these two men have reignited their rivalry, which in itself is not only affecting the quality of football, but also affecting the image of Cameroon football. Now, according to what is on the ground right now, the election to elect a new FA boss for Cameroon Football Federation is scheduled to take place on the 29th of November 2025. Now, according to what we have been told or published by Samuel Eto'o, that the election needs to go on. So the election was announced and a FECAFOOT General Assembly was called, which is to meet on the 29th of November. Now, the Minister of Sport, under the Minister of Sport and Physical Education, also now released a communique stating that they will not be sending representatives of the Ministry of Sport to actually preside over the FECAFOOT General Assembly, owing to the fact that this General Assembly will not hold and that the elections have been suspended till further notice. The minister cited that the election is also going to produce public disorder and will also not be good for the image of the country, based on the fact that the country is going through some difficulties at the moment. This minister now, now, the president of Cameroon Football Federation, Samuel Eto'o, is fired back, indicating that the election must hold, that reminding the minister, Professor Narcisse Eto'o, that according to the statutes of FECAFOOT, it is an association which is being backed by the World Football Governing Body known as FIFA, and that Cameroon only play an advisory role, work in close collaboration with Cameroon, but the Ministry of Sport don't have the full powers to actually determine what happens or what decision FECAFOOT takes. FECAFOOT, yes, is working in partnership with the Cameroon government. But I see now the minister has now decided to invoke one of the most feared minister, the Minister of Territorial Administration, Professor Narcisse Eto'o, having realized that he does not have the full powers to actually stop Samuel Eto'o or FECAFOOT from organizing the election. He has now invoked the sheriff in town, Cameroon Sheriff, which is the Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atangandji, that please, Minister Atangandji, this probably went, allô, monsieur le ministre, tu connais que je suis aussi un ministre comme toi, non? Tu es mon frère. Pardon, il y a quelque chose, une situation de FECAFOOT. Je ne veux pas que les élections doivent se passer. Pardon, monsieur le ministre, tu connais que c'est toi le shérif, c'est toi le moulinette. Pardon, je ne veux pas que... Il faut que tu arrêtes les élections là. Parce que ce n'est pas bon, non, monsieur le ministre. Tu travailles dans un gouvernement. I'm sure that's another. Oh man. Now they are leveraging on, they are waiting on the sheriff in town to actually say what. Now for the past 3 years, since the front and back debacle between FECAFOOT and the Ministry of Sport and Physical Education, the Minister of Territorial Administration has never commented on it. He has maintained his lane, looking at it like probably it's not something that can undermine or can actually cause public disorder. Now that the Minister of Sport and Physical Education is calling on the Minister of Territorial Administration, will the Minister of Territorial Administration use his powers to suspend the election across the national territory? Will he? If he does, then these are the two options. Cameroon risks, not risks, Cameroon will definitely be banned from taking part or participating in any football activities for the next 5 years. 5 years. I'm talking about 5 years. Within that regard, the government will be given the powers to set up what is called a normalization committee. Now, that normalization committee will take charge until after the ban is lifted by FIFA, and Cameroon will now participate in other football-related activities. Now, the question is, will the state of Cameroon decide to go for suspension for 5 years, not to participate in any football activities, whether at the level of the female football team or the junior, whichever? 5 years. Are we going to risk this because of the fact that somebody somewhere feel like his ego has been touched? Because somebody feels somewhere that he is the alpha and the omega? Are we going to? This girl na makama, wagage na chuku, ola golibe, ejoma. So, if you want to risk it, fine. Because at this level now, Eto'o knows what he's doing. Eto'o is probably aiming that you people should push for this suspension. When you push for this suspension, FECAFOOT will stop existing, and also Cameroon will not take part in any football-related activities which involve the African Cup of Nations. So, which means that Magbi's decision or ambition to take Cameroon to go and win African Cup of Nations will not exist. Cameroon will not go for AFCON. All African football-related activity, Cameroon will automatically be banned. That is what is on the table right now. Sometimes we don't understand what is on the table here. We don't understand. We think that, so maybe they think that FECAFOOT is controlled by all football-related activity. FECAFOOT is under they believe that football or FECAFOOT is under the Constitutional Council. So they think that maybe they can leverage on the powers of the CC to actually work on FECAFOOT without any harsh sanction. As it stands now, if Minat comes in and tells FECAFOOT that, you know what, you will not conduct any election based on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we are heading to a normalization committee and a 5-year suspension. The choice is yours. This bad na makama, chuku ola golibe, ojoma.